Prune.
Reaper.
No more Reaper.
Michael fears the Reaper.
Pepper X.
Jiminy Cricket.
I don't think I'd want to taste a Jiminy Cricket pepper. That's kind of crunchy.
Not even chocolate covered.
What, you've never eaten crickets before?
Chocolate covered Jiminy Cricket?
No.
Yeah.
Four legs is the most legs for, well, unless you count seafood.
I think grasshoppers, man.
Yeah.
They're actually not bad.
We did that in 4th grade. It's just a thing.
As far as pets go,
No, I mean, like,
more
I
than
found them dried
one leg and less than
with the, like, sweet and sour and salt and pepper. It was good.
I went to school near, I was a military brat, so an Air Force base.
And I'm not down with past the black legs.
Multicultural.
Yeah.
Military base.
Okay.
Agreed.
So, who would like to recap us?
Can I recap?
Well, once upon a time,
In a galaxy far, far away?
We were headed off to a different area.
We
killed a hag.
We recovered the
We did.
You recovered Clapper Claw's skull.
and we also recovered. Is that not when we went and got the taxidermy supplies?
Yeah, you guys did
that was after we dropped the smiley shade girl off with the other hex girls.
Oh, and we tricked her into getting all our supplies.
And they ballooned off in a storm balloon.
Yeah.
If anybody ever does like the animated version of this, we'd have Clapper Call with the background going the whole way through.
Help me! Help
He'll be like,
me!
he'll be like,
Yeah, I still don't think we've given that back to him yet.
No, I think he's got his head now. So you guys.
he had a head, just
sit
not
on
his
a
head.
log and go.
No.
Just sad robot the whole thing over and over again.
He'll be like the rest of the Bellas in Pitch Perfect. It's like you're not even here. We've been here the whole time.
Feels bad, man. Feels bad.
Then we trapped we trapped the haggy lady on a lily pad.
and spun her
around.
You
And
spun
kicked
her right
ass.
round.
We
Right
silenced
round
her.
baby.
Yeah.
Our skilled rabbit
Not
silenced her, and her
Yeah, you guys
fighter
did.
spun her.
Yeah, you guys did a mean wombo combo. So Lilypad had a bear trap on it. Then you like concealed that with like a mossy cloak. Then you like silenced her. Then you guys like spun her
And
with her
then
shins.
just
So she
unleashed
kept
an
sneezing.
entire wand of magic missiles into her.
Yeah.
And thankfully the wand did not turn into dust.
No, and you got a fair bit of it back.
You got all but one
that
back, right?
specializes in magic missile.
I
You got all
attempted
but-
to hit her
you got all but
twice,
one
and I don't
back?
think I even hit once.
Yeah, I did. I got all but one of them back.
Then we hit her twice as she was trying to. We had the high ground. Huh?
She tried the
Didn't
yark on somebody, but it didn't work.
She hit hard.
And then she tried to run away, and that didn't work either.
No, her head made it away successfully.
Yes.
Or
It's like, you mean this one? It's like, how do you prove that?
escape failed successfully.
And then Stuart put that in a bag, and we used that to intimidate others.
And somebody exploded it.
Yeah, it did explode, but I
It
don't
did
remember
finally
how.
explode. Yeah.
Wait, what did we explode?
We showed it
Her
as
head. Her head.
proof that
Finally.
she was dead, and somebody the plant things in her bedroom.
That's right.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
We watered the plants, and then the little orby thing that I think is
Exploded.
the mega will-o-wisp
Yeah.
Will-o-wisp.
exploded the head.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, she's dead! Ding dong!
Solve the whole
And they all
plan.
exploded.
Will this you in one shot.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you guys pretty well cleared all that out. In sweeping
weather
through her
clear up?
place afterwards, you did manage to find a walk-in refrigerator that was super cold, which was kept chilled by a still beating heart in a magical box.
And everything's still with the fight.
Which we got back and delivered to the rightful elf.
Yeah, so you guys gave that to Sadir, whom you freed, named Vandrel, I think.
Van
Or Vansel.
Vansel Satyr. Yep.
Vansel, like Ansel.
Like Ansel.
He was quite nude in the crow's cage,
Vansel Darth
You
Satyr.
were naked.
Is true.
which
So
is not surprising for Satyr.
You've got furry legs. Why didn't he close?
I mean, how nude can you be?
So,
Stop.
yeah.
Don't
So he took
sit
off
down
with the heart
challenge.
and toe and gave it back to the elf it belonged to. and that apparently thawed him out. And Margot Robin managed to warn King Philip the 19th in time to forestall the super clever assassination attempt by
It was not super
the Baron of
clever.
Muckstump by Illig. And I believe the assassination attempt was just to walk up to him and like trip and accidentally stab him in the face with a dagger.
Yeah.
It was literally to walk up and stab him
Very clever.
in the eye.
Super
That's
clever.
clever.
So that managed to get forestalled, and all of the heads of the previous monarchs finally rotted away and dissolved, so they're no longer trapped in their undead state. And,
How unfortunate. They were at least entertaining.
Yeah, and so the fog over the swamp has begun receding. The water levels are returning to normal, and flowers and whatnot are starting to blossom all over the place. Now that Bavlorna's influence has been ended.
Ooh, we'll get discounts at the store.
And there was a party or celebration afterwards.
Yes.
That's your first
Yes,
thought.
there was definitely a party afterwards. You guys were hailed as heroes, and got a long rest in. And the following morning, was there anything else you wanted to do in Downfall before you took off?
Any places else we could shop for here? Anything else?
Not really, no.
All right, so we.
So we're about to board the balloon to
Yes,
head
so-
over to.
Yeah, so Margot Robin she is a licensed balloon pilot, and the one that was in the process of being repaired by where you first entered town has since been completed, and with Clapperclaw's help as your navigator, Margot Robin is happy to be your pilot from Hither to Thither.
All right. I guess we're ready to go then.
All right. So you guys all clamber into this big basket. It's a huge wicker basket suspended beneath this great big balloon, which seems to be full of swamp gas, and it's lighter than the surrounding air, so it actually has to be moored to the ground. So once you guys get in, they free the moorings, and Morgo just sort of like takes hold of what looked like a couple of reins going up the side of it, and she just snaps the reins, and the balloon kind of jumps and it starts bobbing up into the air. And as it goes, it begins floating higher and higher up into the sunset. And the whole parts in the clouds, and you begin passing through. And the time of day almost seems to change as you're going through it, and it becomes darker and night-like almost at one point. Before, as you make it through to the other side, it almost looks like the wee hours before dawn as it comes to the other side of this portal. And when you emerge,
It's kind of dark like the other place used to be.
Oh, the other place is misty.
Yeah. Well, it was always twilight. Not quite morning, not quite
This is almost like
dawn.
dusk.
Yeah, dusk.
Did Voltan come with us?
Voltan came with you.
Okay.
And, well, everything's like that, I guess. Okay,
I
so
don't think you want to stay behind.
No, not so much.
in the joke I was about to make, I don't want to stay behind him at all.
Well, that's fair.
I was going to suggest that maybe he would be able and help fill this balloon up if it started running low.
Wow.
Yeah, we should keep them downwind.
Wow. All right. So the mists part to reveal a primeval forest. A fragrant breeze washes between the enormous trees, sending motes of pollen dancing in the morning air.
Hatchet!
Patches of early sunlight kiss the forest floor, and the sweet melody of bird songs echo all around. Let me have some perception checks while I go and get the rest of my notes on my office.
Wait, did I get a new sheet?
I can see forever from up here.
Okay.
I don't think forever's around here.
Yeah.
19.
No.
Did I get a new
I got a
sheet?
19.
What?
You
Did
got
I
19
get a new
too?
19.
sheet because
We got
Is that
eagle eyes.
roll?
I still have a -1 to perception.
Oh,
I think I got a 0.
No.
Yeah, 0.
14.
We know,
17.
we know what's going on.
All right. Give me a minute to get Aaron a new character sheet printed off. I guess unless you could just modify that one.
Let me double check before you to make sure that you don't have to do that. Because that could be right. I don't know.
Okay.
Before I.
Okay. So that was a 14,
19,
19,
19,
19,
17.
17, thank you.
Okay.
19, 19, 17. Nice.
Well, mine's either going to be a 15 or a 14.
What's your perception modifier?
0.
Yeah, that's.
Oh.
I do need a new character sheet.
Big 0.
Okay. Give me just a minute to print off the
one
new
beside
character
of it
sheet.
that never showed up.
Yeah, it's a 61.
There you go. 60 something.
$16. 9.
Yeah.
I do need to get some new dice. I need to get some fancy dice. Y'all got some fancy dice.
I keep forgetting I've got that in my car.
That was
So,
living in my
and
purse
and
for
I
the
keep
longest
forgetting
time.
to bring it in. I gotta stick it in my.
That
I
was
guess
living in my
Stuart,
purse for
we
the
just
longest
kind
time.
of ran into you, and we haven't really had a whole lot of time to converse or get to know you all that well.
While Michael's out the room.
I mean, but what can you tell us about you seem like you might have been a military man at some point.
A soldier, yes.
But, is that true?
Yes.
Mm. Where were you?
Stoic.
Yeah.
He talks a lot. Needs to shush.
I don't talk a lot.
Wasn't talking about you. Talking about Happy over there.
It's like, do you still owe allegiance to anyone?
No. Except I finished my tour.
Then go ahead.
What military were you part of?
Oh, what was it?
We're asking the hard questions.
That's not a hard question because I didn't do too much of this. But let's see here. He was a former sergeant in okay. Because this is his thing. I had to look it up. Was in Malatestis, standing army.
Malatesta.
Malatesta.
Malatesta. Yes. I was there for a bit.
Know where you're from?
Look, I guess that's where we're all from, isn't it?
No.
No,
Mm.
from Prosser.
Yeah.
Because you're not from the Fae. I'm from the Fae.
That's right.
Berlina's from the Fae.
Yeah.
We kind of left and we're back now.
and
And I
players
have no
asking
idea.
is, oh well, I need a DM here to tell me if I know where like Malatisa is anyway.
So when was the last time you were in Malatisa?
I don't remember.
Don't remember? Oh, that's right. You were in the statue form for a while.
Well, I just finished my tour and was doing caravan duty and whatnot, and it's all a little bit fuzzy.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's fuzzy.
And kind of when we first
Thank
counted, he
you.
was like, "You know what you're doing?"
That's okay.
He kind of
My bacon sandwich had no bacon.
Ooh.
That's okay.
he's a little
It'll
rough.
still be yummy.
Your character, you mean?
Yeah. So he seems to be, whenever he looks at all of y'all, he seems to be kind of sizing up what you're capable of doing.
Well, I mean, you seem what a good deal of us can do.
Yeah.
I'm capable of missing my spells a lot.
I'm
The cheers on helping putting the bear trap down. That was fun.
Yes. That was clinch.
Edge.
Yeah.
Is that one of those new words?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a saying.
Stop trying to make clinch happen.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Well, I always try to come up with some tactics that reduce effort.
What about tactics that reduce mortality?
So,
Your enemies.
Yes, by reducing effort. Make it easier. Simplify.
I'm just kind of see what's going on and figure it out from there.
good.
Well, hello.
Unvibrate that.
Give me a perception check.
We'll silence it completely.
What was it? What did I check for?
10.
All right, I guess maybe you notice he has a blacksmith's hammer that hangs from his belt, and it's right next to a chef's knife.
Well, where's the spatula?
It's in the pack
Very good.
with the skeleton.
Spatula.
Spatula.
So when I was playing Left 4 Dead 2, one of my favorite melee weapons was the skillet. Just boom.
Weapon of Hobbit and Disney princesses.
Yeah.
That was great. Okay, let's resume. So, those of you who rolled above 17 on your perception checks, from far off in the distance, you hear what sounds almost like some sort of a large bird or something calling out in the distance. And those
Above 17 or 17 and above?
17 and above.
Okay.
Is it
Who rolled below
sound like it's
17?
coming from down or ahead?
Just us.
It sounds
We're
like it's
thumb
coming.
wrestling.
It sounds like it's coming from below, from the forest somewhere. And
Sure.
a few moments later, you end up hearing what sounds like a bunch of frightened noises, and you see a flock of birds like taking off and scattering from the forest below. And that's when you hear something louder calling out from below. And now all of you can hear it. It sounds like some sort of a crazy shriek and the rushing of large wings.
Eon the Terrible.
I got my hand crossbow cocked and ready.
We're ready to spell.
I'm gonna just sit
ready
here.
with my bow. And we're gonna,
Yep. Mason.
hopefully it's not attacking. But
Probably no crossbow and
It's going to be friendly, I'm sure.
Assume the worst.
try to feed it a snack.
you were saying about some tactics. Any idea on air battles?
Wrong
If
character.
something's coming up at you, right? You just probably if it's coming towards you, it's got armor. Going away from you, it has less. So basically, duck and cover and wait for it to pass and catch it on the pass.
That's right. Shoot it in the butt.
Exactly.
So,
I like this.
rising up from the forest floor, you can see what looks like two orbs of light bobbing up and down kind of rhythmically as it's approaching. And as it gets closer, you can see these huge, sharp, pointy teeth below it. Let's see. Why did it make it so
Orbs
tiny?
of light, as in eyeballs or lamps, lanterns.
Orbs of light like the will-o-wisp.
There's a
Or
picture. Here, I guess it's this thing right here.
Oh, I hope it ain't this thing.
So you see this.
An owl dragon.
Yeah.
It's not the owl. It's this other serpentine-looking thing. Zolric.
The face.
Zolric,
That's a Jabberwock.
give me a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving.
Yeah, that's just say duck and cover and let it pass and catch it.
8.
You are paralyzed with fear, and you know exactly what this is. You have flashbacks to your childhood and
not that
screams of
fucking thing.
terror and fire and flame, and the last you remember of your parents before you were thrust from the Shadowfell into the Feywild.
Does anyone happen to have a blade that goes snicker snack? Just saying.
It's not that
What's this thing
Jabberwock.
called
I'm
again?
pretty sure it's not that Jabberwock.
Jabberwock.
Certainly it wouldn't.
I would like for
Jabberwock.
everyone to roll initiative.
Oh, does it?
Afraid of something?
Uh-oh.
You roll with disadvantage.
Oh,
You are
damn it.
terrified.
Alright, well, that was nice. Okay. 13.
Not bad.
13.
10.
15.
20.
You're always coming out on top of initiative.
9.
9.
I get an advantage on it.
Oh, that's nice.
I get to add my proficiency to my initiative because of stuff.
All the stuff. All the furry stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to be a furry.
Good news is the Jabberwock rolled real low.
Oh, it is actually
I was
Jabberwock.
hoping
Yeah,
it
I
wasn't
know.
that.
I was expecting that. I thought they were getting.
I was
There were
joking too.
yeah.
She killed my Jabberwocky walking.
Wixley!
You know it's serious when I bust out the Nautiloid music.
Yeah, I was like, I know that music.
Yes, we're using the Baldur's Gate 3 playlist tonight, guys.
Does this balloon thingy have an anchor? Or ropes or chains or anything
It's got several bags of ballast around the edge of it, and poor girl Robin, she's been using a pair of reins and what looks like a riding crop to spur it along.
So is it alive?
You're not sure.
Yeah.
Where's it
So
going?
Okay.
So the balloon, when it took off, it was like a royal blue, but it had like all these different like circles of color on it that had like happy faces and whatnot, and the happy faces on it are all now like.
Okay.
Alright, is there any weaponry on this boat?
There's the weaponry that you guys have on you,
Okay, great. Well, the list is great.
but there is an anchor on the side of it. There's a couple small anchors. They're mostly used for like trying to hook the ground.
Right.
So there are some anchors on here that you could potentially use.
But they are. Oh,
It wouldn't be
I'm
particularly
gonna
heavy.
stay
I
away.
would
Yeah.
think.
yeah.
Oh,
First
balloon.
opportunity, I'm going to make my way to over to one of them.
All right, Wexley,
Something like
you're
almost
up
full.
first.
Well, I'm going to, it's a basket style balloon.
Yes.
I'm going to lay down in the basket, look up at you, and you, and cast Bless.
All right, so you have left on them?
Me.
The steward.
The gentleman.
The gentle.
Zarek, Finito, and Stewart.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I am going to pull my vestments over top of my head and just lay there.
That sounds like a good plan. Sounds like a great plan. All right. Let's see. Voltan. Voltan looks out at it. And he's an asthma, so he does have dark vision. You don't really need dark vision though to see these two bright headlights bobbing and weaving towards you. And he's just like,
And it is daylight.
it's like dawn.
Oh, okay.
So he says, "What the hell is that?" And he's like, "You guys smell? Why does this basket smell like a bathroom all of a sudden?"
I think it's because it's filled with swamp cats.
He says, "No, that's not what I'm smelling." It's like, but Wexley, you do notice that the floor of the basket feels wet.
Oh no! Wait, what?
What happened? Somebody pissed himself?
Maybe.
The basket.
Did the basket piss itself?
Yes. Hey, Voltan readies a shot with his bow for when this thing is in range to take fire on it. Benito, what would you like to do?
Oh, that thing is ugly. I will hex it. Strength.
How far out is it?
Huh?
How far out is it?
It's about 300 yards out right now.
300 yards?
Yeah.
Your heck's not gonna reach that far.
I can't get, but I get stuff I can do.
Mhm.
The stuff I can plan.
How far can I shoot? I don't know.
Probably
Well, it's coming
120
up
feet
to
away.
us, so
So
I
it's too
mean,
far off to shoot.
How far out?
300 feet,
300 yards.
360 feet.
360 feet.
So, I would
Oh,
take disadvantage
that's-
with my.
360 feet?
Yeah.
That's an easy deer hunting shot. With a bow.
I don't have a bow.
He's more like, I'll step up.
I've got my.
you didn't
Eldritch
take spell
Blast.
sniper, did you?
No.
Ah.
And I think the other
I don't
thing is
even
too
have to
far
land
out.
good, what, 350?
Yeah, don't say that to. That's
Let's
probably
see,
not.
Voltan, what's the range
It's
on his
also windy
bow?
at altitude.
Oh,
Yeah, but
Voltan
spells.
does not have a bow. He's got javelins.
Yeah.
Javelins, their maximum range is 120 feet. Okay, so Voltan is holding a javelin.
Well, I'll probably wind up just readying my spell, but I'm going to take a look real quick and see how far out Eldritch Blast goes here.
Eldritch Blast. That's 120 feet.
So, no, that's a no. So I will. So now we're ready.
Hex is 90 feet.
Yeah, okay, so I'll just ready Eldritch Blast. So when he gets within range, I'll blast him.
Okay.
Let's see. What I want to do? Let's see here.
First blast.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Okay, Zalric. Zalric is just kind of frozen in place by fear.
I cast protection against good and evil.
You cast protection against good and evil for yourself?
It gives me a advantage on saving throws against fright.
Okay. All right. So you go ahead and
Evil themselves.
cast that.
And is that a wisdom saving throw still?
So yes, you may make a new Wisdom saving throw to see if you still.
Advantage. Use a 4 does not work, but does a 21 work?
Ooh, nice.
I just realized.
Yes. All right. So you snap out of it. I'll allow you to make a nature check to see if you can recall anything useful about the Jabberwock.
Check.
I just realized how.
12.
12.
No, it's, you get the +4 on the check for bless.
So you remember, don't let it get close enough to look at you, because
Okay.
its eyes will set you on fire.
Oh, that's fun.
So
We're
don't
gonna hear.
look into its eyes and don't look at it.
Yeah.
Nope.
Shield.
It'll.
Not a bad idea. Okay, so it's Stuart's up. So you're raising your shield.
I'm raising my shield and I'm going for, because he's, I imagine, telling everybody, don't look at it. Okay, raise my shield and I'm going for wherever the
Anchors are.
anchor was, and I'm going to use like a grappling hook, okay, which is a military tactic for, pulling things down. And my thought is I'm going to wind up, and when it gets in range, I'm going to try to get its wing, okay, a wing or a leg, okay, either way, right? And I don't know if he'll let me use it, but I'm thinking of using this disarming attack maneuver, which requires him to do a strength check,
Okay.
maybe to kind of yank his chain a little bit, so to speak, if I hit him.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And since I've snapped out of being fearful, though, I am going to put my bonus action Slayer's Prey on it.
What's the range on that? Does it have a range or no?
It's not a range, it's basically like Hunter's Mark.
Okay, that sounds
I
good.
just mark it.
Bless you.
And my action and bonus action has been used, and I'm just going to keep my eyes averted. And
This bonus action, you can designate one creature you can see within 60 feet.
Oh.
Okay. So it's not
within
quite close enough
okay,
yet.
okay.
Pickle, what are you going to do?
Well,
It smells like tea in here.
I'm realizing more and more just how appropriate this particular song is because we're in the air, we gonna die. I can't do much of anything because I don't have ranged attacks.
All right. As you guys are flying along, more.
If it gets close enough to bonk, I'll bonk it, but I'm gonna hunker down.
You're going to
Not
feel
look.
this thing go by. That's what I'm counting on.
Well, so you guys are proceeding at a fairly slow pace. This thing is flying much more quickly than you are. Its movement speed.
How many ideas?
So it's flying about twice as fast as you guys are. So Morgo Robin's like, we've got to make this thing heavier. We've got to go get down.
Yeah, and don't look at this thing. Whatever you do.
We got to make this heavier so we can land.
Wait, so is it if you
That's
look
on
at
you.
it or if it looks at you?
Would you say?
I said, is it if you look at it or if it looks at you? Because if it looks at
So
us,
you didn't
If
roll
you can
particularly
make it,
high.
if you
So you're
can't
not
make
sure.
it heavier, expel some of the gas.
She says, "Oh, that's a good idea." She says, "Okay,
you're supposed to be professional.
well, I'm used to flying, not crashing."
I would just suggest to try to stay on the interior of the basket, out of its sight, and don't look at it right now. I can't remember how that works.
You mean basket or like basket?
It's a big old basket. I
Okay.
mean, it's enough to hold all you guys in
I'm
it.
gonna
Plus
go
her.
down and like
And
put my face under you.
Clapper. So Clapper claws down on the ground with Wexley. He's like, "Please don't let my new skull get crushed. Please don't let my new skull get crushed."
17-year-old skull.
I just get close to the edge of the basket and kind of anchor down.
All right.
Right by the edge of the
So
basket.
you guys are crouching down the basket. He's got an anchor at the ready with some slack on it, so you can start winding up.
I'll put my head under his rope too.
Yeah, don't be in the way of this anchor; it'll hurt.
Yeah. So Margot Robbins, she like holds the reins in one hand, and she starts pulling on a different cord, and you just hear a big.
Excuse you.
And the basket smells even worse now
Alright, so
as you guys start slowly beginning to descend.
alright. Before you throw that, I want to do something, if I can.
Okay.
I'm getting the butterflies in my tummy.
So the Jabberwock closes to 300 feet.
Right. How
It's
close?
got to be right on me before I can do it.
Alright.
Yeah.
I am going to not fire anything.
All right. So
Maybe it'll just fly by.
so this continues for about a minute or so until this thing is within about 120 feet, which is about the range of the longest range of some of your attacks. So
How close do you want to
I needed to be within about as long as how long this anchor rope is.
the ropes are about 60 feet.
be? Ooh.
So it's got to become about between 30 and. I got to think about it. Now he's got 18 strength. What is it, 18 or 19?
18.
It's 18 strength, but he's going to have to check it. But even so, a grappling shot is maybe good for about 25, 30 feet.
I feel like we're gonna make it mad.
So if it's beyond the range of, if it's beyond the first range increment, then that just means you make your attack with disadvantage.
Yeah. So basically, I'm on 2 shots. One when he gets right up on it, or right up on us, and another shot. I'm on a quick follow as he's passing.
And I'm going to ready an action for when he throws that thing.
So Voltan, hearing your plan, he likes your plan. So he stows his javelin and he's going to get another anchor and try and follow suit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Strap it down so somebody can hit it is the idea.
So the balloon at this point, the basket of the balloon is only about less than 100 feet above the tops of the tallest trees now, and you keep descending about maybe about 30 feet each round. So this thing is close enough, and at this point you start to smell smoke coming up from around you, and that's when you look up and you realize that balloon has been set aflame.
What is it that looks at you?
It just
Because it looked at the balloon was a
Yeah.
sentient thing, therefore it started bursting into
Yeah.
flame. Great.
So
Even
the
more reason.
the faces on the balloon now are like freaking out, and the faces are going like.
Don't look at it!
That's another reason for having this rope and this grappling. I'm going to be jumping off this stupid basket and lowering down to the ground after we ground this thing into the trees.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So at this point, let's see. Those of you who have a 120-foot attack, like an Eldritch Blast and whatnot, feel free to do your thing.
I'm just next turn around with my longbow.
Huh?
Mine will be next turn around with my longbow.
You should be in range for your longbow, I think, right?
Yeah, but I've already done my action.
That was a few rounds ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
We've been waiting.
How many
Okay.
rounds have gone by?
It's been about like let's see, 60 feet. So it's been about 6 rounds so far.
Oh, and
wow.
in the second round, I pop ever smoking bottle and.
So you're trying to make a smoke screen. Okay.
Right.
yeah.
I'll make too much money. I got to be able to hit it.
All right. So
Well,
It's got to see us to set us on fire.
Yeah.
I was going. Okay.
So you would have done
the-
that
the
technically
wind-
before it caught fire.
So
Right.
the wind from the wind is sort of making it trail out, so it almost looks a bit like a comet. It's still able to set the balloon on fire as it gets close, but the basket with you guys in it is fairly well concealed, so that you're protected from the basket itself getting set on fire anyway.
Okay.
Now this does impede your ability to see it somewhat, but you are already going to be at disadvantage because you're not trained. There's no trained attack for an anchor.
Well, it's an unarmed strike. You basically
So it's an improvised
pull
weapon.
down improvised strike.
Yeah.
Improvised
So,
weapon.
you can try an Eldritch Blast this thing if you want.
I'm going to wait for either Voltan or him to do their attack with the.
Well, he's
anchor.
got. I think we agree the range on that's going to be about 60 feet max range.
Well, I want to be ready for when he does.
There's several
Just say
rounds
we-
passing. As soon as it comes in range, I'm going to do one attack as soon as it gets in range. Because then by the time it gets close enough, it'll be another turn.
Okay. So yeah, you guys can do preemptive hits on it while it's still flying, and then next following round it'll be close enough for you guys to actually attack.
All right. So, I'm one at disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and.
It's going to be a disadvantage anyway. You get a D4
So what
on it,
is
though.
The
I
smoke
get a
is
D4.
the
Yeah,
smoke is
on-
giving
on
you guys
all of
cover,
your
but
attack
it's
rolls.
also giving you disadvantage.
I'm going to
All
hex
right,
his
so that's
strength.
a 10.
Yeah, you can exit strength now.
And a 10. So I got a 10.
So that's an
Plus-
18.
No, I got a 10 plus.
Well, what is it? What are you doing right now?
Well, but their attacks are
Yeah, their attacks
have
are going to
further
resolve
range.
first, and then
Okay.
yours will resolve.
And then I can still hold an action. I'm still going to hold an action. Hold either.
And don't forget your attacks at plus 1d4.
Yeah, so the only thing I'm doing right now, I'm hexing his strength.
Now, so you can actually, I'll cancel the disadvantage for you guys attacking because you can see its head beam lights through the smoke. So it's got disadvantage to attack the basket, and it can't set you on fire directly, but you can still see where its headlights are coming from, basically.
All right.
So then that makes it 20.
20? All right, yeah, that definitely hits. Go ahead and roll some damage.
If I attack it now, will I get a?
13.
13? Okay. All right.
Close. Yeah. That piercer probably can't. I wish it would show what the piercer rolls were, because I'm sure that came in handy.
So it'll be the beginning, probably the next round before he can go, right?
Yeah, so are you going to fire through?
Yeah. If this is going to be the next round before he can go, then yes, I will go ahead and Eldritch Blast.
All right.
Hey, yo.
Eldritch Blast.
So that's 18.
You get a
That's
D4.
just-
Plus a D4.
18 is just barely enough to hit.
Really? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Plus I got a D4, and then we'll. Man, that's high.
Yeah, don't be wasting my bless here.
Well, I got that plus 6 on top of the 6. Anyway, plus 6 plus 18 plus D4. So anyway, 1d10 plus 4 plus a d6. So 1d10. Here, I'll just do this. So 13 plus the 3, 16.
What was the plus 3 from?
Goes X.
Oh, okay. So 16?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You hear it cry out, and not really in pain, but more like in anger. All right.
I'm gonna go. That's him.
Okay, so at this point, it draws to within 60 feet. So, let's see. It's within 60 feet now. Wexley, were you have anything you're going to do, or are you kind of still sheltering in place? You still got the bottle. You still got the bottle.
Yeah, I'm going to prepare to cast a spell if it comes within 30 feet.
Okay. Let's see. Vault Tan. He winds up. Actually, he's deferring his action to your turn because he's kind of watching what you're doing, taking lead off you. Benito. Do you want to try and blast it again?
No, I am going. So he should be able to go. Either Voltan or him should be able to go on this turn. So I'm going to hold my action.
Okay. Zalric?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any spells or anything. I'm going to try to hit it again.
All right, go for it.
Don't forget your D4.
Let's do it. D4 to hit or D4 for damage?
D4 to hit. And saving throws.
Oh,
Which, kind of nice when you have to do some wisdom
no,
saves.
I did not hit it.
9 plus
9 plus
3.
12.
That is woefully inadequate. All right. We get to Voltan and Stewart.
Do you want me to keep my roll that I already did, or just roll
Go
again?
ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll now.
Okay.
So I'll do the same.
I can't.
This
think
is-
of the plans.
Yeah, they're always a pain.
And this is a disadvantage because it's
Right.
free breast attack. So that's 14 plus strength modifier.
So I'll get the same thing. Yeah. What is it? What does it say?
That's a 4.
All right. So I got a 16, 10 plus 6, and
7 plus 6.
He's gotta get
13.
that's
13.
not gonna work.
He's got to get an 18 to hit.
Did he have a D4 from less?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you let loose. Right.
So this definitely work closer range. I should not be able.
So it'll be closer next turn. Not 10 strength. He's not quite strong. He gets a 16 total. So you guys both let loose with these anchors. It comes close to them, but it's sort of it catches them on a downbeat and just sort of knocks them further down without actually latching onto its wings. And it's got really funky wings.
Yeah.
This thing's got too many legs. It's got
Yeah,
weird-
that's what.
weird
The thing is everything flopping around, bound to hit something. So I'm just.
Yeah, well,
Looks like
it's
a bunny
weird 'cause
pulling
it
it
almost looks like it's flapping asymmetrically. Like instead of flapping like a dragon would, it just looks like it's spazzing out and like sort of just like serpentining through the air, kind of like a snake through water.
Still managing to stay in the air. Though.
Yeah, it doesn't seem right.
Yeah, no, it does not.
Doesn't look right.
That's the.
Another thing don't look
All
right to me.
Pickle, were you doing anything?
How close is it now?
60 feet.
You have javelins, I believe.
Yeah, and then I'll never get them back.
Mm-hmm.
Although
No.
the range is 30, by the way.
Oh,
Sure,
And
fine. If
what
I
range
never
is-
get it back, then
What
I
range
never
are
get it
they at
back.
now?
It's 60 feet away.
Okay.
So I guess you guys were holding until after they attacked because you were holding your Eldritch Blast.
yeah, I wanted to draw something.
Do what you're gonna do.
Well, he's got to hit the thing first.
Oh, okay.
Or, go ahead.
If it's at 60 feet, when I did that last attack, though, I still put Slayer's Prayer.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. All right, you got Slayer's Prayer, and you can do. I think the range on Hex was 90 feet, so you've got Hex on at this point.
You have got Hex on it.
All right.
Hexing is free.
So whose turn actually is it?
Pickles.
Okay, because I was just like,
All right. Yeah, Pickle,
Block
see if
it
he
out.
can hit it with the
Block it
javelin.
out.
Yeah, with things like this, we do a little loosey goosey.
okay. I was just like, I don't want to speak out of turn. Anxiety. Okay. I will attempt to throw a javelin at it. Normal or disadvantage?
What's the range on the javelin? Let's see here.
30 to 120.
So disadvantage. 'Cause it's not within 30 yet.
Okay.
But you got like a plus 7.
It's a +6.
Plus 6?
Plus 6. I'm looking at your character sheet. It's plus 6.
Gotta make an 18 with disadvantage.
That's a 5.
Oh.
And it's a 12.
That will not be enough to hit it. I'm
Bye bye,
afraid.
javelin.
Alright.
So the Jabberwock's turn is now. So it flies closer. It flies up to within. Where'd it
I
go?
only have about 4 of those, so now I have 3.
So it flies right up to the balloon. So
Oh,
it's
cool.
Like,
It's within 30 feet?
It is within 30 feet.
Blindness.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, no, you roll.
Oh, safer. Okay, what's
It's Constitution safe.
on save? All right. So let's
Should
see.
have extra
I
constitution.
know. Well, say it doesn't count.
It fails, so it's going to use a legendary action. It's going to use a legendary resistance to make the save.
Bastard.
Well, at least it's
So for a
down
moment,
one of those.
So for a moment, you see its eyes blink out, and then it's like you see it. It almost looks like sparks, and then like a crazy like spiral pattern, and then they just pop back open again at full blast. And now you just see the balloon, like the whole entire balloon at this point is like on fire, and the smiley faces all over just have X's for eyes, and you guys are starting to go down pretty fast. And Morgo Robin's like, it's like, I think it's she's like, I think it's attacking the balloon and doesn't understand we're here, so we should probably like get out of here. Yeah. So she starts sawing away at the ropes holding the basket.
Remember what I said about the anchor and hooking it to the basket and then lowering down?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably going to do that.
So she manages to saw through one of the 4 guy ropes holding it in place, and the basket sort of lurches to one side. I'd like everyone to make a dexterity save.
Oh dear God.
You 3 get a D4 on your save.
I'll let you guys roll this at advantage because you saw what she was doing in advance.
I guess.
Good, because that was... Well, the first
So
one.
19,
17 plus 2 is 19.
19 plus 3, 22.
21. Advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take the 19.
17?
17?
17.
Okay. And what did Wexley get?
13.
13.
Is that save or not?
Yes, you just barely managed to save.
Okay.
You are hanging on the edge of the basket by your hands. Everyone else has like managed to grapple onto something, and Pickle reaches over and she's like holding on to like one of your wrists while she's holding you into the basket.
I make that really upsetting sound that rabbits make whenever.
Oh God, no! So,
No,
Screech.
no, the
screech,
yell.
rabbit screech.
Don't do
Yeah.
that, because then it'll see us.
That's just going to hurt my gosh.
All right. So as the Jabberwock closes and it's like assaulting the balloon directly, you hear this crazy noise. It sounds like fish crying and deer screaming and like unicorns like dying all at the same time, and your ears are just terribly assaulted. I need everyone to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh boy. I have no charisma.
Y'all get D4 on your saving
Oh, that's a
throws.
D12, not a D20.
Looks close.
13? No, 10, 11.
10.
11.
15.
16.
16.
Did anyone get higher than an 18?
Good
I don't think
God,
anyone got an 18.
All right. So, you hear this crazy burbling sound coming from the Jabberwock, and you cannot take reactions until the start of its next turn.
Cannot take reactions. What is that?
So,
You can-
like,
you
attacks
can
about
act.
flying and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
let me.
Attacks of opportunity, things like hellish review.
Oh, okay.
In addition, let's see what you guys
Cutting
do. I'd like
orders.
each of you to roll a d4 and tell me what you get.
4.
1.
4.
3.
Okay.
You got 4.
So,
Hmm.
all right. Those of you who got, anyone get a 1 or a 2?
1.
1? Okay, so you're just sort of like stuck there like eyes going cattywampus. You're still managing to hold on to Wexley, but you're just kind of like You're just completely dazed. The two of you who got a 3, you are doing your damnedest to move as far away from it as you can. So Wexley is currently like scrambling and trying to get out of your grip and like get away from this thing. You bail out of the balloon. Those of you who got a 4.
Wexley and I got 4.
What happens to me?
What'd you
He
get?
got a 3.
A 3.
Oh,
Each one.
okay. I'm sorry. So those of you who got a 3, just bail the fuck out.
Remember, I had the anchor, and I planned on bailing this out.
Yeah. So you can use the anchor
I'm gonna
to
repel.
Go rappel down that rope for 6 feet.
All right. So yes, you have. Since you've made that preparation, you can prepare. So give me an athletics check to try and lower yourself down from this thing.
Athletics +6. 12 plus 4, right?
You don't get your D4 on that one.
I don't get a
It's a
D4.
check.
All right, 12 plus 6, 18.
Well, bless. I think doesn't bless apply to skill checks?
Not skill checks, saving throws.
Okay.
Okay, so 18.
18. Okay, so you're able to actually climb down fairly far. You get down about 30 feet down the rope, like an entire move action's worth of distance down the rope. So at this point, you can see the tops of trees like passing you by to the left and right as this thing is descending. So you could actually leap off onto a treetop if you wanted.
Can I see the Jabberwock up there? Is my head clear at this point?
You can see it up there.
Okay, so that's a move action, right?
The creature does nothing except
not
use
my
all of
turn.
its movement to move in. It says in a random direction, but there's really only one way to go. So,
Okay, it's not my turn, right?
Yeah.
It's not my turn.
So you
Okay, so I'm hanging from the rope.
I'll say that you follow him down the road.
Okay. All right.
So you follow him down the rope, and
Just don't step on my hands.
All right.
so you guys
He's
have been
not
kind of
very
bowing out.
athletic, though.
Those of you who are still on the balloon, let me roll for. Oh, I forgot to roll for Voltan.
So, me,
Remember, I can't take any reactions, so if you
Yeah,
fall,
you're
I
stunned.
can't catch you.
So Voltan is also like trying to like climb his way down the rope. So it's just like the three of you like down at the getting like halfway down this rope, like swinging back and forth.
I'm the only one still in the frickin' thing holding on
No,
to you.
no.
Yeah, so I'm technically in it too.
Well, you were hanging off the edge.
I'm doing all kinds of stuff to anchor myself to the bottom of this rope in case they fall on my
Yeah.
butt.
Now, who got a 4?
We
We both did.
All right. The two of you guys are just like flailing out and trying to attack anything like around you because you are
That's you.
Oh,
You
no!
guys are hallucinating like crazy. So give me an attack roll against Pickle's armor
Oh.
class.
Oh no.
She's too
I
close to
had
me
my
with the
crossbow
bow, so
out.
can
Would I
sword
use that?
at that point? Or-
You can. Yeah, that's right. You had a ranged weapon in your hand.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
you just like start beating somebody with your bow. And
Probably me.
let me roll to see who you
The only one who's still in the basket is me and you two.
roll a d8 here.
Well, technically, it would
So
be
yeah,
3.
you start wailing on Wexley and Pickle with your bow, almost as if you're
Is that a
encouraging them to get on
disadvantage
it.
because that's not the intended use of
Yes,
that weapon?
so roll with disadvantage,
And
you
I
don't
assume-
get you don't get proficiency for trying to brain somebody with a bow
With a
either.
bow.
Good for them.
And I'm assuming me
That
the
was
same.
Because the first roll was a 23.
Well, you're like just sort of kicking at her with your bunny feet, I guess.
I had my bow in my crossbow in my hand.
Oh, so yeah, you could be trying to like swat her with it like
Yeah.
a fly swatter. Yeah.
Well, it's good it was at disadvantage.
Oh.
The first roll was 23, my second was 11.
Um,
I missed both of them.
Yeah, it's a good thing it's a disadvantage because
Yeah.
my first roll was a 17, the second roll was an 18.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So what was the lower one?
That's 7. I haven't even added my stuff in yet,
Okay.
which is
My AC is 15. You hit.
yeah, yes.
I missed her.
All right. So
Wait.
let's see. I think it provides damage.
Do
as
I
what?
roll anything?
D4 or D6?
Oh, I'm dazed.
D4. Yeah.
D4. Yeah. So roll D4 and
Maybe it'll snap it out of
One.
our knees.
you like
Beat her on the head.
bonk her in the hip with your crossbow, and thankfully there's a decent amount of padding, so it doesn't hurt her too bad. So, and then he's just like flailing around with his bow.
Did that snap me out of it?
Give me a will save.
You know, it's only 1 point of damage. Okay, let me mark off my 1 point of damage.
I got an idea.
44. Okay.
You know, back they used to have a skill called rope use.
Okay,
I remember
you said
And a lot of people
will
griped
save.
about it getting
I'm sorry,
taken
wisdom.
away.
Thank you. I was
I'm one
like,
of those people that talk about because I always took rope use.
14.
You were still dazed.
Fudge.
At this point, you hear Margot Robin say, "I've almost got it! I've almost got it!" And suddenly, the whole basket, like, she cuts the second rope, and the whole basket like kind of goes whoo, like this before the netting that goes over top of the whole gas bag just goes, and the whole thing flies off, and you see the forest rush up to greet you.
Well,
And-
I'm dazed. I don't see a thing, and I'm glad.
And then you see nothing.
Oh.
All right.
Be real handy if somebody
I'm real
had
close.
feather fall.
Be really handy if a
I'm
mind
real
player
close
decided
to
to
the
say
forest. I'm
Wherein.
going to try to hook onto a branch or something and
Yeah.
use my
Was that grab
shield
branches
to.
or anything while falling?
I'm so
So-
glad that I was all dazed and confused for this, because I would have been screaming.
So you guys end up falling through the. You guys end up falling through the trees. Do you remember in Avatar when the dude like fell off his
Yeah.
dragon thing and he's like splat,
Boom,
splat,
boom,
splat,
boom.
splat, splat. So you guys sort of do the same thing as you fall through it, and thankfully, what's left of the basket helps to cushion your fall a bit.
So it's a combination of First Blood and Pirates of the Caribbean. First of the Blood, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Here's
So-
my pearl.
Well, the one with the big cage that they were in, that they
Yeah.
were the ball.
That's the second one.
Second one, thank you.
All right.
So you guys managed to survive with
Right.
a heck of a lot of bumps and bruises.
Jumper, what
We
doesn't
take
follow?
damage.
What you hear is up above is a loud explosion as the Jabberwock just finishes off the balloon, and you just see like looks like fireworks and cinders raining down before it like roars in apparent victory and just goes like noodling off
Wow.
out of the distance now.
That's the only
sight.
way to describe that.
Yeah,
Well, that was annoying.
yeah. Fucking Jabberwocks, man.
So, does that snap me out of it?
Yes, once it's out of range, you once you're outside of its burbling range, you sort of snap back into focus just in time for it to see a pine branch like whack you in the face. So we'll just go with
I'm kind of doing one of these numbers with the shield on the way down.
yeah.
I don't got one of those.
Those of you who had the advantage of climbing down partially, you guys take 10 points of damage. Those of you who's just sort of like free fell take 20.
Oh,
My, wow.
You're feeling just a little bit punk after that.
What happened? Did we die?
Morgan Robin says, I think we survived. Everything's intact, and then suddenly, and Clapperclaw's skull like just like knocks her out as it lands, and you can see him and you hear that it's going bashes on his head, and he's like stuck on a tree branch, like, and he's just kind of moving like this, but you can hear his head his deer skull head that was falling, and one of the antlers broke off from the impact. But the skull is on the ground. He's about 20 feet up in a tree branch, and the skull is just saying like, "Guys, can you help me? I don't feel so good."
And meanwhile, my ever-smoking bottle is still going.
Yes, you're able to find your ever-smoking bottle because of the fact that it's giving off a plume of smoke that allows you to locate where it landed about 100 feet away from you.
I don't know if
Is there anything on fire?
Thankfully not. Even though the flaming cinders of the balloon fell into the forest canopy, the growth here seems like it's got sufficient moisture that it survived, especially since the flaming pieces of balloon were kind of had a lot of accelerant to help burn them away.
What approximate time of day is it?
It looks like it's about maybe 7 a.m.
About dawn.
Okay.
It's about 7 a.m.
Quick camp.
Yeah. So
Quick
you guys are feeling punk, and those of you who aren't passed out from your injuries, it's kind of like, I'm gonna just tuck them in and then catch me a little sleepy eye.
Oh, it's a starfish right where I landed. Just
I'm gonna
That's a hell of a
make
welcoming.
campfire,
Yeah.
right?
oh,
And while they're kind of resting there near the campfire, I'm gonna go off and get a, no offense, rabbit or squirrel or two.
So you have little problem finding food around here. There's plenty of mushrooms. Some of the trees here have fruit on them. Give me a survival check.
Can I use my cook skill?
Oh,
Well, hang on a second.
yeah, you can do
Survival.
that.
Survival's +3, so I'll do that.
Okay.
Wisdom +3. So
Yeah, you could also since you're proficient in cook's tools, I'll say that you could also use that if you prefer. And cook's tools.
it just adds your proficiency bonus to it.
Yeah, proficiency
So
plus
that makes it
you-
+5.
either wisdom or intelligence
Okay.
modifier.
Suck. 5 total if I go survival.
you're
He's
still
dying.
low.
This guy's getting tired.
So you managed to find some fruit plucked from these trees, but you notice that the fruit that you pluck, that you thought it was apples at first, but these are candied apples.
No, of course.
So the fruit that you pluck is actually a bunch of candied apples. So
That's not gonna be
Okay.
good for our tummies.
Oh yeah, I'll take one.
I'm just like,
Yeah,
Candied apples.
yeah, the trees have candied apples growing on them, and what you thought to be some shelf fungus that was growing on some down logs actually looks like it's possibly peanut brittle.
Ooh.
And the rabbits,
we're
they
gonna
call her
get
peeps.
sick,
We're in
y'all.
bloody Candyland here.
The rabbits, they call her peeps.
No, too much sugar gonna make my tummy sick. I'm
Yeah, you
still
can't
sick just
make
thinking
it.
about it.
Proper stew out of this.
You can make it stew. Sure.
No, 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 and no.
I mean, you could have like a chocolate pound, I guess, if you melted it all down.
I'm nauseous just thinking about it.
Well, we're gonna take.
So you guys managed to get a long rest in. Stuart isn't particularly impressed by the quality of the
Fair.
produce in the Feywild,
Well,
it seems.
Recovered from our beating.
Yeah, so you guys recovered from your beating and managed to dust yourselves off.
All right. Prestidigitation all around.
Yeah.
I like the apple at least.
Yeah, I'll eat an apple just for.
After a
So,
little
like-
sugar off of it.
Like where Pickle landed, she just literally just starfished. So when she woke up, we just kind of like Mushu going, I live.
All right, let's see here. Next encounter.
What? Does Clapperclaw still need help?
So
Did we just leave his ass up there?
he's just kind of, you hear a snoozing coming from his skull, and his body's just sort of still like slung over that branch up in the tree.
Well, I'm gonna put him back. I'm gonna fish him down and put him back together.
Very good.
Yeah. Gently.
With the help of Voltan, you guys are able to shake him out of the tree and
Reassemble him.
put him back together.
We'll make him better, stronger, faster.
Sorry about your antler, buddy.
He says, "Oh, it's okay. These sort of things happen and a lot.
Really?
Yeah,
That sucks.
it does. But hey, at least I'm among friends."
Yeah.
Where the fuck are these damn encounters going? Oh, they used a different typeface. That's why. So as you guys are having your candied breakfast, along with any snake meat that you still had turned into jerky.
Yeah.
Candy apples and snake meat. Breakfast of champions.
I'll eat the savory stuff. I ain't touching the sweet stuff.
Yeah. You give me some perception checks.
Eat.
Let's try
19.
this red one.
Oh.
26.
Damn.
15
Perception,
plus
20.
That's a natural 20.
Dirty 20.
God damn. All right.
18.
Does anybody know where we are?
Nope.
Hither.
No.
Yeah.
No, thither.
Yeah. Clapper, Claw, and Margot Robin are both like, well, this is Thither, obviously. I mean, you can tell by all the trees.
Oh, yeah.
We've never been here.
Oh, well, I
Or
guess that
heard
makes
tell
sense.
of this place, actually.
That totally makes sense.
It was our first time in the Feywild.
And what an introduction it is.
Right?
At work with our managing engineer a couple weeks ago, he said, quit using the word obviously. You do not know what it means.
Nice.
Inconceivable. I don't think you know what that means, that word.
So let me change the map
I think
here.
it means what you're taking minutes.
All right.
Oh,
So-
this place looks nice and green.
You guys now find yourselves in a place called Thither. Let me zoom the map out for you so you can see the whole of the place. You have no idea where in Thither you are at the moment.
Does anybody remember
Well,
that
we got
hag
kind
that
of
we
a-
were after in this place?
We had a view as we were flying over it and falling into it.
Yeah, until you sort of crashed. So you're not really entirely sure where you are at the moment. You think that you might be down in here somewhere.
So we're not next to the river or anything.
You're not you don't see any rivers or lakes
Downhill.
or mountains really nearby. But Clapperclaw dusts himself off and he starts crunching loudly on the candied apple, and sort of glues his mouth shut for a little bit. But as he's in between him crunching away at his candied apple, you hear what sounds like some singing coming from the distance. Those of you who got an 18 or higher on your perception checks.
Great, singing, always a bad thing.
I don't know. I could use some nice music right about
What
now
kind of
after
singing?
a fall like
human
that.
singing or like
It sounds like a person singing. Yes.
How dare you?
is it that I want to walk off into the woods and die singing, or is it just someone singing?
Okay.
No, it sounds like a young woman singing.
Oh, yeah, that definitely sounds like walk off into the woods and die.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what direction is it coming from around us? No?
It sounds like it's coming from the southwest.
Investigate?
Okay.
Yeah, I say we go find out where that's coming from. I don't hear it, but I'll take your word
Do
for
I
it.
hear it?
As you guys,
I'll point it out to you.
Stuff some
Also,
nodding in my ears.
you.
Follow them with
That's for
my
yesterday.
shield and
Yeah, hit me.
19 for investigate.
Actually, no, never mind. I'm
Okay.
working on that.
so you guys, Zalric is scouting ahead for you guys, while Voltan and Stuart are doing the wise thing and keeping their shields and weapons at the ready as they look what's going on. And you see, in a little clearing, there's a cauldron of water that's bubbling out over some flames, and nearby, sitting on a tree stump, there's what looks to be like a cast iron skillet, and there's a mushroom about this tall in the skillet that looks like it's bathing itself with melted butter, and the mushroom is just sort of singing this pretty song.
That's messed up.
This isn't the. Does this mushroom look familiar to us?
Is it
It does not.
Okay, it's not the same one that we Metaphor.
Yeah.
Yeah. If anyone would like to roll a nature check.
I roll.
I've rolled all my
That's
good ones so
one.
far. Let's see where I end up with
16.
14.
6.
I guess I'll give it a try, but I got 15 nothing. 15.
I want to know nothing about this.
All right. So, Stuart, you've been in the Feywild before, which is how you sort of ended up captured at Bavlorna's place. You've heard of creatures like this before. They're called campestri. They're sort of intelligent mushroom folk who are normally very happy and go lucky. They're not real bright
So
necessarily.
he's a fun guy.
They're fun guys and gals.
God bless it.
Excellent. Yes.
Hmm.
You may have inspiration for that.
I love it.
So yeah, this little campestri girl it almost looks like she's bathing in a lake, except it's butter.
Why is she cooking herself?
Well, she's not
Is
cooking
there
herself.
anyone
The
else
skillet
there?
isn't actually on the fire. It's just sitting on a tree
Is there
stump.
anyone else around?
Give me some perception checks.
Yeah, 11 plus.
17.
13.
Okay, I don't like to live this
7.
way. 11
I'm
plus.
just
7.
amazed
I
at the
can't remember
mushroom.
my number 5.
Bathing
So
itself in
14.
butter. I got a
What
7.
did you get again?
Plus
17.
17.
Plus,
Okay.
you said I had the inspiration, whatever. So
Yeah, you can choose to use that whenever you
I'll use that now because I want to make sure there's no other.
Okay, so you can roll it. You can roll with advantage then if you want to use that now.
Okay, that was 14. Oh, come on. Yes, 14 it is.
All right. So you see some footprints on the ground that lead out further out into the forest, further away to the west, and they look like goblin tracks.
That's my favorite kind of ice cream.
Goblin ice cream.
Goblin tracks.
Yeah.
Is that moose tracks?
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
Just
Look, goblin tracks.
Why am I here?
Yes. I'm
Not
thinking they may be in different goblins.
Oh.
Not pickle tracks.
I'm going to ask the little mushroom, hello, dear, what's your name?
the little mushroom turns around and sees you, and she says, "Oh my!" She says, "I didn't know I had an audience."
Oh.
And she says, I'm Dahlia.
Excuse me?
I'm
You're,
watching
don't
her.
hear
you're,
Dahlia.
you're excused, dear.
No, that was out of character.
Dahlia, why are
She
you
said,
bathing
she
in...
says, "Oh, are you a friend of Croa?"
And who is... we don't know Croa. Who is Croa?
"Oh, he's my boyfriend."
Oh,
Mm.
may I ask you, why are you bathing in butter?
"Oh, well, Croa said that, maybe I should get ready."
Is
what?
Croa another mushroom person like yourself?
No, he's like her. He's a goblin.
He's a goblin, I
Mhm.
see.
Wait.
And how long have you known them?
Oh, wow. I don't know, maybe a day or so.
And do you know if Croa's going to be back soon? Maybe bringing any friends?
Oh, he should be back any moment, I'd imagine.
Is he bringing friends with him?
Well, he was going and gathering some twigs and branches for the fire. He was heating up some bathwater for us, I believe.
Ah,
And
You know he wants
at
to
that-
eat you.
And
Sir,
at that,
Not in a
I
good
step back
way.
into the woods and make myself scarce.
all right, give me a stealth check.
I may not be the smartest bulb in the box, but, like, he's gonna eat you. Oh my god.
12.
12. Okay, so you're hiding out in a shrub. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Pointing out the
I'm,
giants.
I'm watching for the goblin to come back. Okay, I'm watching where he pointed the footprints and back in the woods, keeping my ears. Well,
I could be
now
sure that you
I'm
saw me go into the shrub.
I was.
let's stop my ears. I'm being wary. But while I'm being wary, I said, You hear? Is that whistling coming?
You hear some whistling coming, and
I'm
you
aiming
see,
at the whistling.
you see a little fellow, about the same height as Pickle, but not quite as brawny. And they're just kind of walking along, carrying a big bundle of sticks in their little arms. And
Well, how many of them?
it's just one guy.
Okay.
Okay.
And he comes into camp and tosses him down the ground and says, "Oh, Dahlia!" And he looks and suddenly sees like a bunny, a human, a half elf.
I ain't hiding.
I'm pointing to
Probably
Ryan.
has a passive
And a pickle.
enough to see.
And
What?
his jaw just hangs open. And
Your tongue's gonna catch dust.
What is it?
he says, "Wow, are you a princess?"
Queen.
Oh, right, that.
And his eyes get big, and you can notice he's like taking in the whole package. He looks her up and down a few times, and then he just kind of goes like this,
What's wrong with you?
looking at like he's looking at something above her head. And you recall that she was crowned the Witchlight monarch back at the Witchlight carnival before you came here.
What you looking at me like that for? What's that? What's that look? What's that look?
Because you a
Hubba,
snack.
He says, I've heard of royalty before, but I didn't know they were such lookers. And
I say, Dahlia, your boyfriend's hitting on another chick. I'm telling you, he's a cook who wants to eat you.
Dahlia, you can see Dahlia is just kind of crossing her arms across her stalk, and she says, "Well, I never thought. I mean, if I'm going to get dumped, at least it's for a princess or a queen or whatever. But this is really hurtful, Crow. What do you think you're doing?" And
He's trying to cook you.
when you say that, Crow's like,
No.
Alright, guys. Like,
I bet my little arrow pointed at his head the whole time.
hold up. Whoa. Who are we to come in between someone and their meal? I mean, I like to eat just as much as the next person.
I prefer my mushrooms not be sentient.
and Dina looks like, or Dahlia looks like she's getting kind of upset at this point. She's like, Crow, why do they keep saying that you're going to eat me in the not fun way? Tell them it ain't so. And Crow says, right, yes. Well, would you, Your Highness, like to join me for breakfast or dinner? Or I don't know how long you've been up.
In the immortal words of Robin Williams, tell her the truth.
Give me a persuasion check at advantage.
I'll do intimidation.
I guess
Or
a
that.
persuasion pointed at his head, right?
I got +6 in intimidation.
You rolled with advantage?
Oh, no, I didn't. Because that would have made it a 12, but I rolled a 6. That's still 12.
So he says,
Down.
I don't see the point in doing that. I mean,
You heard that, right?
she says, the little mushroom looks at him like, "Oh, so it's true? I was nothing but a meal for you?" And she just hops out of the skillet and starts hopping back into the woods, leaving a little trail of butter behind her as she goes. And Crow says, "Oh,
Don't you
Did you
for the
really
lady's
work that
affection?
hard in the first place to get that one in there?
well, that's kind of beside the point. There's usually a whole bunch. There's usually a whole bunch of them all at a time. So getting one separated from the others is kind of tricky." Like I was looking forward to correcting her.
Sorry.
No, I'm not.
Well, do you guys have any food to share then? Because I'm hungry.
You're a schmuck.
You know,
That's beside the point.
You know, candy apples grow on trees around here, right?
Yeah, it's not good for your teeth.
Or your tummy.
Or that. See, she knows.
Well, we can offer him a little bit of snake jerky.
We do have that.
Okay.
That's some good stuff.
Whoa.
All
You
right,
start
Your
trying
Highness, are you sure
something. You see him like, he's not as strong as
It's not
you
that
are.
tough.
But he starts using both hands and ripping some off. And he says, "It's pretty good. Yeah, all right. It's nice to have some meat for a change. Yeah. I could go for this. Say,
What can you tell us
No.
about this place?
Well, actually, she wouldn't even know what he's. So continue.
he says, hey, say, Your Highness, did you want to come back to my place?
For what?
Well,
I guess he's offering us a place to stay,
he
y'all.
says, well, I'm not going to eat you unless you. That's nice.
Are
And
you
he
like a
just sort of-
cannibal?
No. Like he looks around at the guys. And he's like, "Come on, you guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Pickle,
How
it's
about
a sexual thing.
Ew!
He says, "What? Have you looked at yourself in a pond lately?
No.
It's like all coves."
So?
He says, "And your teeth aren't black."
Well, no.
It's like, come on.
Top 1% of goblin kind over here.
Yeah.
I guess I'm used to people folk.
Oh, okay, I see. So you're one of them highfalutin goblins who pretends she doesn't know how attractive she is. Okay, well, if you're stuck up, whatever.
What's he talking about?
His name was Crow.
Don't pay attention to him. It's
Yeah.
not going to anything but trouble.
Crow.
What's she stuck up?
Never mind.
She's doing the whole like, oh, I don't know how pretty I am. I'm gonna fish for compliments. No, I don't have time for that, princess or not.
Well, let me put it this way. I don't even know how to put it this way.
He ain't got no shot.
Well, clearly,
Where's town?
That too. But
town. Huh?
I'm used to people telling me I'm ugly.
What? Shut up.
Tall people.
No, they don't count. I mean,
That's always been my assessment too.
I mean, that's like he says that doesn't even make sense. They don't understand beauty. It's like I mean, look at them. They look like shaved pigs. Well, except for that guy.
Did we ever get our
he's
hit
a bunch.
points back?
I'm short.
Yeah, you guys had a long rest. So you guys are back up at full again.
I mean, he hasn't seen the countess because she's pretty.
So can you tell us what's happening in Hither? In Thither, rather?
Thither? Oh, well.
Sure.
Yeah, good.
Well-
Sure.
You know, we aren't the only shorties in this neck of the woods.
I'm literally right here.
Well, no. I mean, we're not the only shorties around here. The
Yeah.
Granny Nightshade, she's got a whole bunch of chillins working up at her toy shop.
What kind of children?
I think I saw a dwarf. I saw a couple elf brats. No goblin kids up there, I don't think.
Was there a displacer kitty?
Oh, one of them little cats, like maybe with like the tentacles coming out of the
There you
back and
go.
too many legs.
Yeah.
Haven't seen it.
So, witch and kids doing work. What are they doing?
No, it's dwarves
Oh yeah,
and elves.
Granny Nightshade. She's got a whole bunch of little chillins working in her toy shop.
Now, are you saying that there are dwarf children and elf children?
Elf kittens.
Yeah, and you know some of the ones with the round ears, like Stubby over here.
Ah, humans.
Half
Let's see.
humans.
Yeah, I guess that's what they call it.
What was
So
the kid's
children
name?
I mean, all you
That's
burps
from-
kind of look the same.
Where's this place?
that y'all were running around with at the fair?
Which one?
He
The
says,
two, the girl
I
and
think
the boy.
it's that away, and he points
Alis and
in the direction like like the sunrise kind of looks like it's coming off over in this direction, so you're assuming that's east, and he's pointing about.
Oh, I have no idea.
He's pointing about like over that way.
I just remember kids.
We were running around with like half a dozen kids.
So basically
Okay.
to the north.
How
okay.
how long of a walk would you say it is from here?
Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, if I have to walk all that way up there, I'd want to eat a few times, I think. Of course, I always want to eat. Being a goblin's hungry work.
So is few two or more, or
They
is
don't
a
really
few
have
two,
days here.
or is that a couple?
What?
Huh?
Fuse. Right?
Well, I
Days
mean,
for us.
Yeah.
what are you talking about? Are you talking about how many meals I want to have?
Yeah, on the way there.
How many times would you sleep?
How many times you stop and eat?
Oh, well, as many as I can, really.
How many
I'd
times?
probably want to take a couple naps at least.
Yeah, how many naps would you take?
Says, let's see, and he starts counting on his fingers and
Oh, boy.
and looks and starts drawing
How
in the
many
air
moons?
and whatnot. Let me take a look here.
It stays the same.
Oh,
Yeah.
for God's sakes.
Yeah, I was going to ask how many days. I'm like, no, you can't ask how many days. That doesn't work.
How many sleeps?
How many
Yeah.
sleeps? Yeah, that's what I meant.
He starts calculating, and he's like, he says like, oh, like maybe one.
I knew that
Let's
was
see.
coming.
That's complicated math, I'm sure.
Insight check.
Predicting.
13.
Oh God.
Does he know how to
When he-
count?
He says one, but he doesn't seem really sure. It might be two. I'm just saying.
All right. Let's say we just
More insight, trying to insight and
Does he know how to
decipher.
count?
Does he know how to count?
Based off of your demonstration, you're not really sure he knows what he's doing.
Do you know why Granny Nightshade's making toys?
I mean, it's kind of a thing. She sleeps in a dollhouse, from what I hear.
What?
Fucking cool.
What?
Yeah.
What does Granny Nightshade look like?
I never had a dollhouse.
Well, I'm still alive, so I can't say that I've gotten close enough to have a real good look at her. But she looks. I've seen her flying across the sky once or twice on a rocking horse.
Oh, Rocky.
Yeah, she looks like an old dried out Burke.
No, I see.
And tried out what?
Bird.
Burke.
Burke.
Oh, Burke. That's what they call.
Oh,
us.
That's us.
Those from the material plane.
But what? Okay, that covers a lot of ground.
Well, yeah, sure, because she's up in the sky.
She's on a horse.
On a flying rocking horse flying through the air.
I meant that kind, this kind, that kind.
Wait. You're a Burke?
Yeah. As
Whatever.
far as I know.
Whatever.
It's just if we leave this guy behind us, would I prefer he be in a grave?
I don't see how this guy poses a threat.
I don't think so, but
Oh,
All right.
I will say this. There's some more of our kind up at Loom Lurch.
You mean goblins?
Yeah. We have a whole market up there. We sell all kinds of candy.
Market, you say?
Candy.
Loom Lurch,
Candy, you say?
Goblin Candy
Is there
Market.
any like food?
Which way to?
What qualifies as food? I
Not
guess.
candy.
So if we head up to the market,
No.
are they going to trade with us, or are they going to try to kill us?
I'm trying to trade with you. Because it's a market, not a.
Just
I don't
checking.
know, it
What kind of
depends
market
on-
is that?
Their prices may
we
be
run into
murder.
hostile people every once in a while.
Fire.
Goblin.
Well,
nice.
with that sort of
Nice.
attitude, I can see why.
Goblins, not gremlins.
Yeah.
Stealing,
True.
you're like running people's dinners off. You're turning down like honest attempts at affection. Like, yeah, I can see how you make some enemies.
They're not
So,
used to
coming in
goblins,
between
they're
somebody
used
and
to
the food?
gremlins.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sir, did you mistake me for a gremlin?
Of course not.
I just had to refresh his memory. Goblins, not gremlins.
Oh, good day, sir. And he just like
Hey!
starts packing up a little hobo stick with in a kerchief and puts it on his shoulder, and he says, "It's like I will have no more of these Insults besmirching my character.
Hey,
What?
you gonna show us the way?
No. I don't. Look, the ways change around here all the time.
Oh.
It's like the last time I remember it was, well, the light in the sky is over there, and is up that way. That's the last I remember.
How do you find your way around if it always changes?
I mean, if you wander around enough, you bump into something.
Great. Let's just go.
Yeah.
North is good.
Don't play with mushrooms' affections.
Don't play with goblins' stomachs.
That's weird. Okay, next.
All right.
Goblin. Don't play with goblin stomachs.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we could get the goblin, take out his stomach, fill it with air, and use it as a ball.
Goblin
You probably
stomachs.
What just happened over there?
He's playing with goblin stomachs.
Oh no.
He
Okay.
gestured in my general direction, and all the muscles in my tummy went, meow!
Well, we have a direction to head in.
I'm very ticklish.
So you guys begin wandering off through the Feywild, through Thither, trying to find your way in the general direction of this loom lurch place that Crow mentioned to you. As you proceed along, you do hear some other sounds through the woods after a little while.
I'm still not happy that we came between that gentleman and his meal.
Are you saying it out loud?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, I wouldn't want to have my meal, taken away from me.
The only reason I don't eat you is because you can talk.
Oh, I mean, I'm glad that you have some standards on that, but he very clearly didn't.
As you guys make your way through the forest,
That's again,
you
funny boy.
you eventually smell what smells like wood smoke
There you go.
from a campfire, and you can see up ahead. It looks like there's a cave with a little bit of smoke drifting out of it, and you can hear what almost sounds like a sort of mechanical noise coming from within. Give me some perception checks.
Wood.
Natural 20.
God, that's,
Or a 20.
I think I'm in a forest, but I'm not sure.
Yes, I'm sure I'm in the forest.
He wrote a
I
tree.
thought I was walking, but I didn't.
I got a 10.
9.
3 plus 1.
Only because I have a plus 6.
Plus nothing.
All right, so Pickle, you recognize this sound. It you've heard it before when you were in Roselle with your daddy when you were by the weavers' shops. It sounds like someone operating a spinning wheel.
Oh,
A loom.
a spinning wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
With a treadle.
Ah!
Anybody else hear a spinning wheel? I hear a spinning wheel.
I don't hear anything.
Clean your ears out. Prestidigitation.
So yeah, it looks like there's a cave up ahead, and you can see that there's torchlight and a little bit of smoke coming out, just wood smoke, and you can see the cave, and there's illumination coming from within. You can see a small tree about 20 feet into the cave, which looks like it has a piece of parchment hanging off of it.
Tree.
What? Small tree where?
In this big cave, there's like a small tree, maybe about like 15, 20 feet tall, and it's got a piece of parchment nailed to it.
Is anybody else around?
Not that you can see yet, but the sound of the treadle on the spinning wheel seems like it's coming from inside the cave.
Can we read the parchment?
If you get closer, you can.
Wait. Hold up. Check around.
Anybody check for traps?
Is it just open ground? Is it dirt? Is it grass?
I mean, you guys are in a giant primordial forest.
I vote
But as
sneak,
we
sneak,
approach
sneak.
the tree, is it more
Any
like an
tree
open
roots?
area?
Look at it.
Yeah, there's some tree roots that you guys can see it inside the cave.
And can somebody check for traps?
We don't have a rogue.
I mean, you
No,
can
no,
still
that's
check
right.
the traps.
Find traps.
You're casting find traps?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any rules required with that, or you just hop into view?
I can't honestly remember. I took it today, and it's the first time that I've cast it too. So
Let me take a quick look here.
I'll look it up as well. But you find it
for
before
anything
me.
that's moving that I don't.
I
actually
found it.
move.
And that lasts for
You
the rest
sense
of the
the
campaign.
presence of any traps within range, which is 120 feet. That's within line of sight. The trap for the purpose of this spell includes anything that would inflict a sudden or unexpected effect you consider harmful or undesirable, which was specifically intended as such by its creator. Thus, the spell would sense an area affected by the alarm spell, a glyph of warning, a mechanical pit trap, but it would not reveal a natural weakness in the floor, an unstable ceiling, or hidden sinkhole, because those weren't created with the intention of hurting someone. The spell merely reveals that the trap is present. You don't learn the location of each trap, but you do learn the general nature or the danger posed by a trap you sense.
Okay, I'm just doing a quick read through here.
Okay.
A natural creature laying in wait is also counts, much like a hunter.
You cast it. You aren't sensing anything that sets your whiskers a quiver.
Seems good.
All right.
Looks clean to
Well,
me.
then I'm going to take a look at the parchment.
All right. So
Remember, paranoia is.
That's right.
Scurry, sniff.
And I just walk out with it and go on.
Oh, I can.
Just like, yeah, I am not hiding or sneaking
In
or
that case,
anything.
Stuart,
I'm
would you mind
just
taking a look
walking
at that
out.
note for us?
Sword and shield. Sword and shield.
all right. So you get closer and you see what looks like a wanted poster. Let me see if I can find this
Great.
to show you.
Is it us?
That was my first thought.
That was mine too.
It's been too soon for them to know. That we
It's like grade
murdered
school.
her
Word
sister.
travels fast.
Of course, you might even like that. Murdered
You don't need to be talking about that, right?
I mean, the characters in the game.
Oh, okay.
Which I am
this
not.
is pretty tiny. Let's see if you can see it.
Oh,
Let me see if I can zoom in on that for you.
Wanted.
Come on, zoom. I said zoom.
zoom, zoom, zoom.
With
So yeah, there is.
Will of the. What's that say?
Feywild.
So it's, yes, it says Will of the Feywild, and below
Special
it says
offer.
this little troublemaker belongs to me. Bring him home alive and unharmed, and you'll win the heart of the one you love.
Huh?
That's what it says on the bottom of one of the
Okay.
posters. It says
Granny Nightshade.
And what's the name?
Will of the Feywild. It looks like it's a drawing of a little boy with
Very
with
floofy hair.
floofy hair.
With a fro.
With fro.
Please remember that we just got out of a situation where the whole forest was cursed around someone's heart. Just point
is true.
that out.
So yeah, this one,
What
this
does
poster
this
you
say?
see says this little troublemaker
Special
belongs
offer,
to me.
bring him.
Bring him home alive and unharmed, and you'll win the heart of one you love.
Oh, live and
Here's
unharmed.
your
No,
lovely
seriously,
heart.
I'm asking.
Yeah.
What, I can't read that. What does that say?
Special offer.
Special offer. Okay, thank you.
I said that twice.
I couldn't hear you. over
Something,
top
something, something.
From,
Right.
from
Did you-
further in the cave, you hear someone say, "Hello,
Hello.
Who's that?
Hello.
Who's there?"
Well,
Newcomers.
And further inside the cave, you see a wizened old man wearing a blindfold, and he's sitting at a spinning wheel surrounded by piles of gold. As he spins, he reaches down and grabs handfuls of gold coins, which transform at his touch into gleaming gold fibers.
Purple silk.
Sweet.
Well, he did straw into gold. But
And
yeah.
he says, well, who are you lot?
We still
Hello,
haven't come
sir.
up with a name. We still need to do that.
We're a bit lost. We kind of fell out of the sky, and we're trying to find our way to some sort of civilization.
Oh, well, the only civilization, so to speak, around here, I suppose, would be Loom Lurch, where Scab of the Nightshade makes her doubt. Says she's part of the reason why I'm stuck here.
Is he the one that
What?
makes the toys?
She is, yes.
So why are you stuck here?
Says, well, I myself led a cruel and heartless existence. I earned these riches by exploiting my tenants' misery, buying up condemned properties and renting them out for exorbitant fees. Granny Nightshade is helping me to make amends. And I told her I wanted to put my bad deeds behind me and my ill-gotten gains to good use. She cursed me to dwell forever in this cave, spinning my gold into useful items for anyone who comes my way, which I suppose would qualify all of you.
The items that you spent into gold, are they cursed?
No, quite the opposite.
Insight check. 17.
He seems like he's been forthwith.
All right.
You don't detect him in flinching or anything else that might belie deceptitude.
So, what kind of items can you make for us?
Well,
Or have you already made it?
He picks up a pair of knitting needles and says, well, anything I can knit for you, really.
So, clothing, armor?
Clothing, armor.
Gloves.
I've been known to make quite a number of things, really. So, he can make each of you one gift per character.
It's shiny gold and woven.
He can make things that include common and uncommon magic items.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's like any,
Hold on.
any common or uncommon magic item.
Well, he has. I have some samples here of things that he can make quite easily. Some of the things that he's made in the past before, he rattles up. He says, "Oh, I've made amulets before that can conceal one's location. I've made bags that are bigger on the inside than the out.
Ooh.
I was about to ask about that.
I can make those boots and cloaks favored by elves.
Boots and cloaks.
Boots and cloaks.
Yes. I've fashioned braces before that can help steady one's aim in archery. Cloaks that can help protect one from spells and arrows. And gloves that can help one purloin objects through their legerdemain. Mayhaps even from time to
Bless
time
you.
a wand or two.
That's quite an assortment of things you can weave.
And I did have ideas on an hourglass I might fashion at some point, but I haven't actually gotten around to trying my hand at that one yet.
So, how much will these items cost us?
Not a thing. This is my curse.
Oh,
What would you say about the thing that someone couldn't detect your presence?
Oh yes, yes. It's a pendant that helps one obscure themselves from the scrying of those who want to pry into their affairs.
That I could find most useful.
He says, if that's what you'd like, I'll be happy to get to knitting.
Thank you.
So you see him reach down into his massive pile of yarn he's got, and as he starts knitting with his needles, you see him quickly form the like a gold chain, and then he scoops up a hand of gold, which he sort of molds with its hands, and it becomes what looks like a lidded eye for a pendant. And he holds it out and he says, Here you go, my good man. And he's holding it off like, and to the side because he can't. He's blindfolded. He just can't
All
actually
right.
see where you are.
Gloved hand.
It says, and you now have an amulet of proof against detection and location.
Bag of holding?
Oh, you'd like a purse for yourself, little missy?
Yes, please.
Very well.
If it's not a pain in the butt, I can.
No, this is my fate. I'm stuck here doing this until I'm all out of gold. The only stipulation is I can only provide one present, one boon per person, and we don't get many visitors. It says, by the way, my name is Nid. Welcome to my cave.
Nib.
Oh, Pickle.
Benito, pleasure to meet you.
I just
Pleasure's
came
all
across
mine.
this one. That might be
So,
one that you want to take a look
He
at. It's the
begins.
quiver.
He begins weaving it, and he makes you. He makes you a very nice looking little purse. That's much bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. So you now have a bag of holding.
Awesome.
Every part needs one. At
Yes.
least.
I hear a few other voices out there. Who's next?
I'm trying to decide on what I want to ask for. Anybody else want to go while I'm deciding which one of these?
I just sent him or showed him an item to that might be interesting.
So it can be a common
To
or
him.
a rare item?
but common or uncommon.
Common or uncommon?
Within reason.
Within reason.
There is no notification.
Let's see here. There's something that he's working and you're thinking.
There is no Wexley, only Zoo.
As you guys are hanging out, Wexley, Zalric, and Stewart notice something that's kind of unsettling. It almost looks like there's disturbances in the air swirling around him that almost looks like humanoid figures in the smoke, in the mist, in the cave.
before
Wexley,
Seems like there's a disturbance in the force.
yes, Wexley, you've read about things like this. It looks like some sort of apparitions are haunting him.
Can he? Excuse me, sir. Can you make a rune of flying?
Well, that's a fine idea, but Scapitha doesn't allow me to make anything that might challenge her dominance, unfortunately.
How about a rod of the pack keeper?
The root of the what now?
Here, I'll send it to
I
you.
literally already have it pulled out here.
Oh. Why are you thinking of the same thing? Well,
No,
you were
I just turned to it.
Oh.
I just happened to be looking at it when you said it. I was like, I hadn't even read it yet.
It's while holding this rod, you gain a bonus to spell attack rolls and to saving throw DCs of your warlock spells. This bonus is determined by the rod's rarity. In this case, it'd be a +1. In addition, you get an extra spell.
That challenge
So
your dominance?
you sort of describe what it is you have in mind, and he says, I think I can do that, sure. And so he says, by the way, who is your patron?
Sibylla?
Really?
Indeed.
Oh, well,
I think she's my godmommy.
he starts knitting like mad, and you see this short staff starting to take effect, and up near the top of it, it ends up almost kind of like how like a mermaid, the tail ends up turning into a woman. With this, he makes the shaft of the staff turn into one, so the top of it ends up looking like Sibylla. So from the waist down, it's this short staff, this rod, and then from the waist up, it resembles Sibylla doing kind of a haughty pose as she's assessing there, rather.
Sir, you do quite impressive work. This is beautiful.
Oh well, thank you. I'm glad that you like it. And each time he finishes making something, you see the pile of gold in this cave become a little bit smaller.
Sir, what happens once all the gold runs out?
Oh, well, in theory, maybe I'll get to finally go my way. I'll find out when I get there, I suppose.
And you're only allowed to make one item per customer?
That is correct.
Yeah.
What about this wanted poster? Who's on the wanted poster? Do you know?
Says my eyes haven't worked in years, but from what I've heard, that's Will of the Feywild. He's a youth who's been encouraging the other children of these lands to rise up against Granny Nightshade.
And I know that Granny Nightshade cursed her. How do you feel about Granny Nightshade?
Well,
I like boots of elf.
I suppose I shouldn't have been so. Had I not been so possessed of hubris, I might have. I might have thought twice about making a deal with a hag.
I have heard those turn out pretty badly for most people.
Where can we find this guy?
I've never been possessed before.
So, Will of the Nightshade, or Will of the Feywild, rather, I believe he hangs out with Little Oak.
Who?
Little Oak.
Little Oak. He's an oak, but he's still fairly young.
He's Robin Hood. That's my guess.
My name is Will.
Well, he's a living tree, so he moves around. It's difficult to nail down where they might be. They could be anywhere in Thither, really.
Question.
Yes, my dear.
So, I know you said you don't see so good, but
that's putting it mildly. Yes.
don't suppose you would know if somebody named Star ever came to you?
Scar.
Star.
Oh, that was Scar.
Star.
Oh, that's right.
They're a displacer kitty.
No, I can't say it rings a bell.
Okay. Well, if they ever do come by, can you let them know we're looking for them and that their papa misses them and I brought their favorite ball.
All right, so you have the displacer kitten named Star, and Pickle has their ball. Okay, I can remember that.
From their papa.
From their papa. Okay. What was the father's name?
Delagrand.
Well, that's a mouthful.
That's why I said their papa.
Good. She's
well.
inspiration for remembering that name.
Well, as many times as it took me to remember it in the first place.
He says, so, I know that Granny Nightshade has a great many children who toil away in her workshop crafting toys. I'm not sure how a displacer kitten could make toys, but there's other children there, so maybe you'd get lucky. You might be able to find Loomlurch. That Loomlurch is where she lives. If you happen to see a flying rocking horse tear through the air, you might try following that and see if that's any help in locating Loomlurch. A word to the wise, though. Granny has a key that protrudes from her back, betwixt her shoulder blades. When she's in a good mood, it turns at a good clip. And the worse her mood is, the slower it turns. And when she is angry, it comes to a dead stop. So, remember that. You might be able to determine her disposition towards any shenanigans you might get yourselves up to by observing her key.
Thank you.
Pardon me, can you make boots of elfenkind?
Oh, yes, certainly. Is that what you'd like then?
Yes.
All right, bring your feet over here so I can size you up. And he's like, all right, I see. And he first knits out the soles, and then he's like, all right, stand quite still. And he begins knitting the boots up around your feet one at a time, and then makes sure to add closure so you can get them on off. So you now have boots of elfenkind.
May I ask you, what was the crime that you committed again?
Oh, I was a slumlord.
A slumlord, okay.
He's a Scrooge.
Yes.
Or a Marley.
And that earned you this kind of punishment?
Well, I sort of had not exactly. I sort of had an awakening of my own, mule, and thought I'd best find some way to atone for all my wrongdoings. And it turns out that Granny Nightshade was impersonating someone I thought to be of kinder character.
Oh, no. So you were providing housing for the poor.
Well, I was making a pretty penny off of it.
That's why people provide things, isn't it?
Ah, I see. The way you talk reminds me of how I used to be.
So if you hadn't provided the housing for the poor, where would they have lived?
Well, they might have been able to actually afford a meal too, had I not contributed to their propagating their lack of prosperity. I'll just leave it at that.
Also, you're saying that you raised their rent and kept them from leaving and kept them from getting other housing.
Yes, but at the same time, I used to eat quite well myself. Any way to maximize profit. So,
I see.
This couldn't very well allow them to get well enough to do to move out, increase my tenants. But
I'm surprised nobody else offered housing. Did you keep people from providing? Did you force other people from providing housing?
No, nothing that drastic.
You're
but,
making that much money and nobody else decided to provide housing?
Well, the thing is, if you buy up enough condemned properties, and even if you buy up some that are nicer, and then let them fall into disrepair, it ends up lowering the property values of vast tracts of land, and to the point where there's not much else available. And then the really sneaky thing is, then you start demolishing those structures and building places that are well fancier that none of that lot can afford, and you basically gentrify them out of a home.
Heck, Clavelli would have loved you.
Who now?
The guy who stuck me in a cage and fired my papa because his hunting dog, the schmuckatude, got rabies and tried to eat me and my papa. Oh, well, I killed it because it tried to eat my friend.
I don't think there's any cure for rabies, short of an axe. So that checks out.
Yeah, I asked it a question.
Oh, so you did that. Anyway, young man.
Yes.
I do not recommend following that as a business plan.
Oh no, of course not.
It's terrible. You know, one fraught and tumultuous Yule, I saw the error of my ways, which is what led me to seek penance.
Where are you from?
Well, good luck in your penance. So we
Well,
must.
thank you.
Does everybody?
Waterdeep originally. You don't recognize the name of that?
I would.
Is that around here?
Maybe not.
No, it's no, it's on the Sword Coast. Again, you've never heard of the Sword Coast.
None of us have.
No.
Word.
Allows me to wear my medium armor without having the penalty for stealth now, right?
Don't remember what. I've been playing too much Baldur's Gate. I don't remember what this in this one in particular.
Okay.
Let's see. So has everyone gotten?
I have not.
What's they still thinking about?
No, I figured it out.
Uh-oh.
No.
I want to make sure everybody shops before we investigate the spirits.
You cannot get a ring of DM control.
No, I was actually asking for a rust bag of tricks.
A rust-colored bag of tricks.
Mm-hmm.
It says, yes, I can do that, no problem. And he scoops up some more gold and slams it into the spinning wheel, spins out some additional thread, and then begins knitting you a rust-colored bag of tricks.
Where'd you learn to knit? I want to learn to knit.
You know, it just sort of came to me when Granny Nightshade imparted this curse upon my person.
Also, DM, just in fairness, I didn't roll to get charge back on my wand.
You may do so now.
However, I only had one that would have been expended. I'm going to get it back regardless.
That is true.
So I'm just going to.
Okay, that's fine.
That's why I'm saying it instead of rolling. So.
Yep, that's fine. Let's see, anything else?
I got it.
Now, you said rust-colored bag of tricks. Or
Mhm.
it's like
You do-
different.
You do notice when you specify a rust-colored bag of tricks that he actually does lift up his blindfold, and it looks like he's trying to make sure he's got the color right. So he's not blind, but when he lifts it up, like some of the apparitions look like they're like swarming around him to try and get in his face and mess with him.
That's right.
I can't hear what he's saying.
So some of when he lifts his blindfold up to make sure he's got the color of the bag of tricks right, you see some of these apparitions like swarm around him. And he's kind of cringing, and after he manages to get the color right, he quickly pulls his blindfold
Shoot.
back down. He says, "Forgive me. Those who died in my hovels haunt me to this day."
Oh.
He says, "I'd advise you don't take any of this gold because they haunt whomever this gold belongs to."
Am I the only one that didn't even think about that? Like, about taking any? Or, because I, didn't...
Let's see.
Nothing comes without a price.
I'm saying, it didn't even cross my brain. Is that weird?
So let's see.
On a side note, though,
Yes.
we could Jack Sparrow the hell out of that for a moment.
Yeah. What did they say they haunt you? What does that mean?
Yeah, I don't think it'll
What does it
keep
mean?
us from
What
dying.
do you mean
Yeah.
by they haunt you? They just hang around?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Couldn't miss.
they torment you. I haven't gotten a good night's sleep in years. Or at least what I assume is years, but seasons never change here.
Can I make a check, hoping that it's religion, but you'll have to let me know if I know that is something that I could use lesser restoration to fix.
Like, I kind of feel bad for him, but at the same time, kind of...
Lesser restoration. Go ahead and give me a religion check.
He kind of brought it on himself.
16.
You're pretty certain it would take stronger magic than lesser restoration.
Oh, that's good because I don't have that prepared anyway.
To do that.
You'll be haunted for a little while until you get figured out.
And you suspect that even stronger magic like remove curse or greater restoration would probably only be able to suppress it for a period of
It's kind of
time.
like the thing with the mist. The only thing that's going to get rid of it is to kill the bad guy.
Well, you only have to suppress it until you use the gold for something else, and then it's somebody else's problem.
Alright.
Once you spend it,
Yeah, I don't...
hunting them now.
Meh.
Oh no, that seems like a good way to be permacorpsed.
And what do you say
you
about the?
spend it with
you said it
Granny.
was a key in the back of this witch or whatever she is.
Yep. Granny Nightshade has a key like what you'd find on a wind up toy between her shoulder blades.
That sounds awful.
Is it removable?
Says I wouldn't know. I don't think I would try.
Does Things that we can do to help you.
She's got to be a side
He
sleeper.
says, "Oh, if you want to refer some other, if there's any other intrepid souls you know who could use some of my wares, refer them to my cave."
Well, we plan on stopping by the Goblin Camp, so we can tell them to stop by here and get some items.
Very well, I'll be here. He says, "Yeah, you're welcome to stay if you need to take a load off your feet and rest for a while. But
Will the spirits bother us while we're here?
they mostly torment me. But you guys can see them. They're creepy as fuck. And anytime it's quiet, you can kind of hear some of them look like mothers crying and weeping into handkerchiefs. Others look like starving beggars who are moaning. So even though they're all centered around him, you guys, when it's quiet, you guys can definitely hear their cries and their moans.
Are any of these spirits the parents of the children that are being worked by the badly? Sorry,
Are you asking him?
Granny. Yeah, I'm asking him.
He says, I'm not entirely certain. It's possible. She's captured children from many places.
Do you know why she's making toys?
It's what she does.
Huh.
It's what she does. Whether she does it to attract more children, or as lures to ensnare other souls, I'm not sure. But
Besides, toys are freaking cool.
Perhaps it's some sort of a compulsion. Perhaps it's some sort of a scheme. You can never tell with hags.
Some scheme to trap children. Chitty chitty bang bang.
Get out of my brain.
Sorry.
She says, I do know that.
Some of the first movies I saw when I was a kid.
What is it called? The child catcher.
It was Mary Poppins and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Oh, we watched the crap out of those at my house.
I do know that she has quite a vendetta against that Will of the Feywild. She came and nailed a wanted poster of him to my little tree.
She came personally?
Yes, she did.
That's a big nail.
She apparently he helped a handful of younger children escape from Loonloche. Calls his band of rascals the Getaway Gang.
Lost boys.
And they're protected by a tree folk who calls himself Little Oak. Unfortunately, I can't leave this cave. But his glade is out there somewhere. He has to stay on the move to evade Scabatha's spies.
Odd notion to turn a tree into an arsonist.
Pardon?
Nothing, just thinking.
Oh. Okay, well, before we proceed any further, I am declaring goodbye break.
Alright.
Lost their...
Okay, so we're going to call it for the night. Let me dismiss this, and I'll show you the locations of the map that you've seen so far.
I was telling him about the door for the donut.
I remember that.
Will of the Feywild.
So you have found yourselves here
This guy's name.
at Nib's Cave, which is down here.
Okay.
I cannot remember his name.
Nib, N-I-B.
Yeah, Nib.
Yep.
Like
So
Niblet.
we'll pick up again, I guess, in 2 weeks.
Nib's Cave.
Ooh,
Okay.
big heads.
Oh, we were way down there. Okay.
So we're gonna go north.
January 26th.
I guess that's the
Yeah, I thought that
town
was
for
There's
sale.
something here.
Or
and there's something
27th
yeah.
if your guys are all able to play
I
on
got a
Saturday.
feeling my wife's flight is
Probably not,
getting back.
but that'll be nice.
I'll
Going off
allow.
to the Philippines, she's coming back around that time.
Okay.
I'm not too sure.
So
I will not rule it out, but I'll find out.
So we will play if we are one player down. If we're going to be 2 or more players down, then we don't play.
I think it's the 28th actually. It's her flight. It says Sunday.
Okay.
But I'll confirm it.
Okay. So just if y'all can just let me know, like early-ish in the week, whether or not we're up for a Saturday or if we're just going to play on a Friday. then we'll go from there to nail down if it's going to be an extra long session or a regular session.
As for
I'm always up for the long Saturday session.
Yeah.
That, like I say, on Fridays,
Whenever
I'm
it's
pretty much.
feasible.
it was working out schedule.
I understand. All right, I will stop recording for tonight then.
Okay.